The truth is, growth feels exciting until you're exhausted. For many people, it looks like more income, more responsibility, and more pressure. And sure, you've prayed for growth, you work for growth, and now you're wondering to yourself, why does it feel so heavy, Ralph? Friend, you're not crazy for feeling that. Because sometimes what looks like a blessing starts feeling more like a burden, doesn't it? And I just want to say this. You're going to be okay. But we need to talk about how you're trying to grow in the first place. So here's the question we're answering today. How can you grow your income without burning out? And I'm making a promise here. By the end of this episode, you're going to walk away with a calm way to tell if your growth is healthy, a simple framework to scale with wisdom, and one small next step you can take this week without overwhelming yourself. Because today's not about hustle hype, it's not about guilt, and it's certainly not about pushing harder. Today we're going to talk about clarity and peace. Here's the question I hear all the time. Ralph, I want to grow my income, but I'm already tired. I'm exhausted. How do I scale without burning out? And friend, I want to stop right there for a second because that question is not weakness. That question is actually maturity. And if you're feeling this, you're not lazy, you're not ungrateful, and you're also not bad at adulting. I heard that the other day. Somebody said, well, you're just bad at adulting. It's not what it is. You're a person trying to carry real life, and you're carrying your work. You're carrying your family. You're carrying your bills and your body, your mind, and your faith. You're carrying a lot, aren't you? And when you hear make more money, your nervous system quietly hears do more, hold more, lose more sleep. Not fun, right? So if part of you wants growth and part of you feels dread, that makes sense to me. You're not crazy for thinking that. Here's a truth that's simple but important. More money doesn't automatically mean more peace. I used to think it was all about making more money, doing more, doing all those things. And you know what? I was wrong. If the only way to grow is longer hours, if the only way to earn more is constant availability, if the only way to increase income is to decrease your health, guess what? That's not growth. That's overload. And it's never going to work. And friend, let's be honest. God isn't impressed by your exhaustion. He's not grading your worth based on how depleted you are at the end of the day. Because in the end, real stewardship includes your soul. And I've watched this pattern for years. I've seen it with business owners. I've seen it with families. I've seen it with clients who look successful, but they feel like they're falling apart inside. And I've had seasons in my own life where income went up, but guess what? Peace went down at the same time. And I've seen it happen in my own life so many times. It was exhausting. So I'm not speaking at you today. I'm sitting right here with you. And I'm still learning this myself, to be honest. And I can still remember a season when things were working for me. Things were clicking. Money was improving. But I was always on. I was like that light switch, always flicked on. I was always answering the phone. I was always thinking, always solving problems. I'd sit down to rest and my mind would still be running a mile a minute. And listen, if you looked at it on paper, it looked like I was making progress. I was financially getting ahead. But inside, it felt like pressure. I'm talking about constant pressure. And I realized something. I didn't have a growth plan at all. I had a say yes to everything plan. Let me tell you right now, that plan cost me more than it paid me. So let's come back to it today. How can you grow your income without burning out? And here's the answer in one line. You grow with wisdom and margin, not speed and strain. I want to say that again because it is so critical. You grow with wisdom and margin, not with speed and strain. But now let's make this practical. I want to give you a gentle framework today. I don't want to give you anything complicated. Listen, you don't need anything more overwhelming, do you? Just something you can remember. The goal isn't more. The goal is more with peace. And to do that, we need to grow in the right order. So here's the order: clarity, systems, support, and scale. And clarity comes first. Before you chase more income, you've got to ask yourself this very basic question. What kind of income am I trying to build? Because not all money is equal. Some income brings peace, but on the same time, some income brings chaos into your life. So ask yourself this: is this income predictable? Do I know when it's going to come in? Do I know what it's going to look like for me? Does the income require constant urgency? Am I going to be up all hours? Am I going to be working all kinds of crazy weekends and all that sort of thing? And does this income fit my season of life? And friend, you're allowed to say, I want growth, but not at the cost of my family. Yeah, you're allowed to say, I want progress, but I also want, hey, guess what? I need rest. That's not laziness. That's wisdom. Then you've got to move to building systems before just adding extra hours. And this is a big one. Most people try to grow by working longer. That's the old adage. I'm just going to work more hours. I'm going to put in more time. I'm going to have less rest. But sustainable growth usually happens by working smarter first. So ask this question: what do I repeat every single week? That's where you got to go. What do I repeat every week? Because whatever repeats can often be simplified, it can be templated, it can be automated, and it can be batched. So friend, listen, if you keep doing everything manually, growth will feel like you're drowning. But adding just one small system can feel like a life raft. I'm going to give you a few examples. Maybe you set one day of your schedule for administrative tasks. You just carve out, this is my day for administration. I started doing that personally, and it's been hugely impactful to me. Maybe you automate a bill payment so it's not mental clutter in your head anymore. Like, I got to pay this anyway. Why not just automate this and it'll happen without me worrying about it? Maybe you set a simple boundary. Maybe your issue is you respond all hours. I'm guilty of this all the time. But maybe you set a boundary. I don't respond after 7 p.m. That's your hard cutoff. And that's not you being difficult. That's you actually protecting your peace. But then you've got to build support before you power through it. Friend, you were never meant to carry everything alone. So support might look like this. Maybe you ask your spouse for a quick check-in. Just, hey, how are things going? What do you think about what I'm doing here? Maybe you get a trusted friend to help you think through a puzzle or think through a solution to a problem you're going through. Hey, maybe you hire somebody for one small thing to just take that off your plate, or get some guidance on a plan. Because the truth is, burnout often happens when responsibility grows, but the support doesn't grow with it. Like James Clear says, you get to the point of your broken systems. And you might be thinking, but Ralph, I should be able to do this. That right there, friend, that sentence, I should be able to do this, is the definition of a burnout sentence. Healthy people ask for help. Wise people ask for help. And guess what? Faithful people ask for help. And then last but not least, then you scale it. So you got to put scale is the final step. Because if you scale too early, all you're doing is multiplying that stress. But if you scale after you have clarity, here's what I'm going to do. Here's the systems. Here's the support I have. When you scale, then you're able to multiply that fruit. So here's a test for you. If your growth plan requires you to be exhausted to succeed, that's not a good plan. Think about God. God's way is steady. It's not frantic. It's not panicked. It's not constantly one emergency away. And friend, if you've been living that way, I'm not judging you. I'm just inviting you into something softer and honestly something better. Which leads us to today's Proverbs, chapter 24, verses 3 and 4. By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. Friend, notice what that verse shows us. God cares about how the house is built, not just that it gets bigger. See, wisdom builds something you can actually live in, something that holds peace and not pressure. So here's your simple step for today, just one thing. I want you to write down the top 3 ways you're trying to increase income right now. I just want you to list them out. And I want you to circle one of those, and I want you to answer this question. What part of this feels heavy because it's unstructured? Just ask yourself that question. Circle one of those. What part of this feels heavy because it's unstructured? And then I want you to make one small move. I want you to choose one tiny system you can add this week. Maybe it's that boundary. It's that automation. That's that scheduled block of time, or that one thing you stop doing manually. Like, Ralph, you know what? I got to figure out a better way. That's it. Just a small step, and it will build real relief. Lord, thank you for providing for us. You see the pressure we carry in our lives every day. You see the tired places in our hearts and in our souls, Lord. Give my friend wisdom today as they think about this. Help them grow with peace and not panic. Show them one small next step that brings stability. And most of all, Lord, remind them they are not alone in this. And we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Friend, if money stress has been heavy lately, you don't have to carry that alone. If you're looking for clarity, if you're looking for peace, and if you're looking for a way forward that's rooted in faith, I wrote a book for you. It's called How to Become a Financially Confident Christian. It's not about guilt, it's not about perfection, and it's definitely not about shame. It's about trusting God, taking wise steps, and finally breathing again. It's 30 years of my life and stories and working with people poured into this book. And I want to encourage you to go pick it up. You can do that at financiallyconfidentchristian.com/becoming. That's financiallyconfidentchristian.com/becoming. And let me leave you with this today. You're allowed to grow slowly. You're allowed to build wisely. You're allowed to protect your peace and still move forward. And if you've been feeling stretched, I want you to hear me. You're going to be okay. You just need to take one more step at a time. And I hope you join me tomorrow. Tomorrow we're talking about why isn't one job enough anymore? Somebody sent in this question. I thought this is perfect. And friend, if this helped you today, I want to encourage you to share it with someone else who feels tired too. Just send them a link to the episode. Tell them about the show because this show is not about financial shame. It's about walking in wisdom, staying anchored in God's truth, and becoming a financially confident Christian. God bless you, and I hope to see you on tomorrow's show.
Financially confident Christian.